language program we're talking about at the Department of Education. You know, Ron and Jimmy, regardless of that's the infrastructure problem and all that, okay, they're definitely, the kids are not necessarily graduating and speaking the language. What are your thoughts and views? What do you have on your plates to improve that after the exposure to the language and culture, that these kids are going to want to learn the language outside of the exposure after the initial exposure from
Well,
the
first
program?
of all, I think they need to do an assessment on the kids and ask the kids what are their favorite subjects in school, and they will tell you Chamorro language is one of them. You know, and yeah, we welcome the efforts. There are some evidence that longer time leads to more success, and that's one of the things that we lack, and we're looking at possible support in that area. But we have been having a lot of successes and working diligently in providing grants and monies outside from the local budget. We've got a lot of grants from USDOE, and those are the things, the area to improve. And we have them with us right here today, and we want to share the evidence, and we even have our assessment here. It's ready to go. It's on CD. We have our annual report. We have our standards, and of course syllabus, and even 16 instructional posters here that we provide assistance to the Chamorro language teachers to the best of our ability.
Now, Jimmy, let me ask you this. Would you agree then that instructional time alone, regardless whether it's 20 minutes or so, or depending on the school site and the principal as well, is not enough for a student to be proficient in the language?
It's not enough.
Okay.
Just from my experience, we need more, not only more time, we need, language needs to be all around them. They need to be immersed. They need to look for. One of the comments that I sat in with one of these roundtable discussions with Chamorro was, Chamorro needs to grab these kids, because a lot of times, we have a lot of speakers. We still have a lot of speakers.
Sure.
But we don't have a lot of younger speakers. And so through my surveys, or just talking to people, a lot of them say that Chamorro too needs to be cool. And that's the $1,000,000 question. How do we
make it cool?
How do we make it cool, and how do we get the kids to grab it? Because that's the key.
How do you make it a natural choice?
Yes, there you go. Maybe we, definitely, because that's the, if the language doesn't transcend to the next generation, we've got.
Now, because you talked about longer period of time. Well, the legislature heard the calling of more time, instructional time, and they passed a bill and supposed to be implemented this upcoming school year. The problem is that came with an empty appropriation. Now, that alone, I guess, as you also said, that classroom time is not, is not the only critical thing for the perpetuation of the language and the culture. It has to be immersed within the community as well, within the home. Longer time can be helpful, but longer time without the tools to do it. You have the mechanism, you don't have the tools. You need extra teachers. You have to be able to have control of your teachers in those programs. And so how are you dealing with, now I'm giving you more time? How are you dealing with that without, manayo lulug na manayo matizu?
Also, Jess, we want effective delivery. If we have jurisdiction over them, we will train them to come in that 20 to 30 minutes and get right into the instruction, effective instruction. Use all the methods, total physical response, natural approach, language experience approach, and all the other approaches and methodologies.
Now, I would hope you implement a program where teachers are not, again, adhering to the standard. You bring them in and counsel them and give them refreshers, and if they're just not cutting it, they got to be cut.
We want to even go out and do on-site observation, but actually what we do is I do on-site training. I go in and I show them how to teach.
Hey, we got to go. Your final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to thank our Chamorro language teachers out there and all my division staff for their hard efforts. And the terms that came out could have been said in a nicer way, in educational terms, that wouldn't hurt the entire public, because all the Chamorros are on the uprise right now, and just just let's think in positive
Well,
terms.
we look forward to everyone sitting down on the table, as they say, stakeholders. Okay, I mean, some people are not meat eaters, and are vegetarians. We need vegetarians and stakeholders as well. At the table. So everybody at the table, we have one goal. We have the same goal. Let's go for it. Ron, Jimmy, thank you very much.
Just
Hey, join me tomorrow morning at the Buzz. This is 63 Chamorro Radio Station. We'll talk more about this. What are your thoughts?